Well, it's pretty special to have a Canadian dad back in Canada for Father's Day. And it's high time I started thinking of my guests as missionaries. They've been serving in Nairobi, Kenya for 6 years. But when I met Garry and Brenda Kean, they did not have children. They were blessing my children through their music CDs as the award-winning Wimbleys. Ringing any bells there? They were also helping as puppeteers with Kingdom Adventure. And does that seem a long time ago?
Oh,
yes.
You guys?
Long. Very long.
Seems
That's
like
the universal
forever.
sign for puppeteers, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
In sign language?
Yeah. No.
Did you make that up?
I totally did.
He's a funny guy.
Sorry.
Look at the blessings God had in store for this couple. Wow, your own angelic host. And I'm going to get the girls to say their name and age, please.
I'm Kaitlyn, and I'm 17.
I'm Lillian and I'm 14.
I'm Caeli and I'm 12. I'm Brayden and I'm 5.
And Brayden was born in Nairobi, just as Angela Miner, who was with us a moment ago with Ron and Ann. She was born in a hospital in Nairobi. So there's a kind of real Africa connection here today. This is not unusual. Brenda, you were born in Nairobi.
Yeah, Kisumu, upcountry.
Your dad, we've got to say, Dad, Bill Cornelius, that name will ring a bell. And your brother currently is Director of Overseas Missions for the PAOC.
Yep, and he's doing a fabulous job. I think he's loving it. Yeah,
So-
we love Africa. I think Africa for me has just been in my heart obviously from a little girl, and I know that's what these girls are growing up as.
So not unusual to see you going back, but Garry, you say God calls a family.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe, when God called Brenda and I, the whole family was involved in that calling, and we've seen that played out in the lives of our kids. Many of them, they've all been involved in ministry, from leading worship to teaching Sunday school to Brayden being pushed in a stroller, being an evangelist in our neighborhood. It's pretty amazing.
Now, I know you've taken flack, just the suggestion of taking precious children to that dangerous place. How did you deal with that?
Well, when God calls you, I used to say being in the center of God's will was the safest place in the world. I don't believe that anymore. Being in the center of God's will is the best place to be in the world.
I agree with you.
We're not guaranteed of safety. We're aware of the safety issues, but we don't live in fear of it. So we just take the necessary precautions, but God's called us, so we're there to do what we need to do.
Now, you left us, Toronto family, went to Nashville for how many years?
12 years we lived in Nashville, Tennessee.
And then you led 15 teams to Kenya, which was obviously just a foreshadowing.
And that was the start of all of this. God really birthing in our hearts that there was a connection there through the relationship, the legacy of Brenda's family, and then the teams building relationship there. We could just see God leading us and guiding us that way.
We're going to see in a minute just what God has been doing. But you're a music guy. I mean, you both are music people. You were talking on the weekend about taking your music there with the lights and the fog machines, and it's had to adapt a little for the culture.
Well, we went there and did the full North American show, and they were all like, this is very cool. Now what do we do when you leave? So since that time, everything we've done in Kenya, we try to make it so it's very reproducible, something that they can do, and it's been very exciting, very good stuff happening.
Brenda, you prayed for a strategy, and God came through with Jacaranda. What is that?
Well, I think when I went to the slums some of the first times and just seeing the poverty of the women. I was pregnant with Brayden at the time, and I think I went to evangelize. I went to tell people that Jesus loved them. And I saw those moms, and they were so desperate. They were carrying children that didn't have food. You could just see the desperation in their eyes. And to tell them that Jesus loved them just fell flat. It didn't
It meet their felt need at the moment.
Yeah. So I really asked God, I said, Lord, I've got to show a way to talk to the women, but also meet them at their point of need. They can't be hungry and listening to the gospel message. So the Lord just really gave me a strategy. When we went on all those teams, one of the ladies that we met together was a lady that made these beautiful dolls. Her name was Sarah. And we fell in love with her dolls. They were gorgeous. And she used to be a woman begging on the streets and with a baby on her back. And I just felt like the Lord just prompted me to start a sewing project. And I don't even like to sew. But I
I hem my own pants, in fact.
Yeah, poor guy. But Yeah, I just really felt like I wanted to do something practical that the women could do to meet the needs for their children. And so we called Sarah, and she was desperate. She was on her face before the Lord, crying out to God because she was at a point in her life when she had, again, was at a point where she had nothing. And so I asked her if she would come and help me start a project ministering to women, and she did.
So it was one woman, one slum, one sewing machine. And today, how many women are involved in income generating? We're seeing some of the fruit here.
Today we have 13 locations of Jacaranda all around the city with about 80 women sewing, 80 plus women, and many more have been through the program throughout the years. We've been going for 5 years now. And I think it's just, it's an incredible thing to see how hard these women work.
Tremendous. We have, by the way, Jacaranda is a tree. And tell us why you love that tree.
Well, when I was a little girl growing up in Africa, my favorite tree was the Jacaranda tree, and it's purple and beautiful, and I love purple. And purple just speaks of dignity, it speaks of beauty.
Royalty.
And royalty, yeah.
Beautiful.
And so I just see these women as women that God wants to lift up out of the slums and bring them to a place of beauty and dignity in the Lord.
And I'm going to mention, Jacaranda has become Jacaranda Creations, which is the sewing kids sponsorship program.
Yeah,
How many
Jacaranda
sponsored
Kids.
so far?
We just started this, and we have 96 kids that are now sponsored.
Goal
So
is?
The goal was 100. Now the goal is 1,000.
Fantastic.
Go from 100
We
to
have
1,000.
Jacaranda Care, which is health. You've got a resident doctor.
Yeah,
and
which
Jacaranda,
is actually Sarah's daughter, Sheila, is our resident doctor.
You're kidding.
No, we helped put her through university, and she's now coming back to serve.
Doctor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay, and Jacaranda Education, which you've already alluded to.
Yeah, we're just starting now that, just really trying to help, starting with the daycares for the moms as they're sewing. Usually they have their kids on their back or like at their feet, and you know how difficult that can be when your kids are right trying to do stuff. So we're providing daycare for the kids, and then we're going to start first grade and on. And right now we're doing just tutoring for those kids who haven't been in school. So many kids are actually sent home from school because they don't have fees. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Wonderful. Now, I've asked each of the girls to bring one picture, to just bring something special from your life in Africa. And Kaitlyn, trying not to get emotional here, you don't go back to Africa. Why are you here? What's next?
University now. University is next, so.
Where?
In California, Azusa Pacific.
Fantastic.
There.
Let's see your picture.
This is a picture.
Oh,
We're kind of behind. That's me and Brayden going into the slums.
well, this is the slum.
This is the one that she loves to walk in the slums, and I take her with me everywhere that I go.
Yeah.
So-
And the girls were all excited to do that, as unappealing as it may sound.
Yes, and then these are some of the ladies that I work with or minister to. We just sit and talk and disciple them. And then they become a part of our church. Gary's also pastoring at the church, so.
Church in a hotel, I
Yeah.
understand,
Exactly.
Gary.
Yeah, we have. We started in our living room in our house, meeting bi-weekly, and now we have almost about 200 people coming on an average Sunday.
And I like your musical accompaniment there, Kaitlyn helping you out.
I'm gonna miss her too.
And those baptisms. But we've had lots of baptisms go through that hotel
There's
pool.
Kaitlyn's picture. Tell them about
Okay,
that.
Kaitlyn.
Picture of my friends. They're all like my really good friends that I made these couple years in Kenya, and it's probably the biggest thing I'm gonna miss about Kenya is them. And as you can see, like they're all from everywhere around the world. Like,
It's really a cosmopolitan
Yeah.
city. I understand some of your friends are Korean.
yeah, most of my friends are Korean.
In Nairobi. Who would have thought? Lillian, what's your picture? Let's take a look. And you can tell us about it.
That's Susan. She is a little girl who goes to our church on Sundays. And yeah, I really enjoyed getting to know her. She's really sweet, and she comes every time.
Cute as a button.
Yeah, she took that picture the last Sunday as we were leaving. She's going to miss her so much.
You're gone for 6 months?
6
Yeah,
months.
we're just gone for 6 months, but
That's a long time, though.
Yeah.
yeah.
Caeli, your turn. Can't wait to see what you picked.
Okay, this is a picture like on the last day that we were in Nairobi. We went to the slums, and the thing that I really love about Nairobi is all the people. And no matter what they're going through, they're always like smiling. They have a positive attitude, and it's really fun to see.
You're all so much a part of it. Now, let's see, Brayden. I think, did you pick a picture too. Let's see. I'll bet that is Brayden.
Yeah, that's Brayden. That's running through the Kibera slums. She just loves to jump over all the things. Do you have anything you want to say?
No.
She's just eye candy today, and we're so glad you're all here.
Thank you. It's good to be back home with you.
You have been part of our lives. Actually, Brenda was my husband's first executive assistant when he started at Crossroads. What year was that?
82, I don't know.
Don't ask
No.
for dates.
Well, and then you two fell in love, and I guess you were just gonzo. You were on another planet. How old were you when you married, you two?
19 and 20.
There you go.
He
What a
proposed at 17
28th
now.
anniversary. 28th anniversary this Saturday.
Congratulations. You proposed when she was only 17?
No,
Yeah,
he
well-
was 17.
I was
you were
17. Her parents were in Africa. Took the opportunity.
Okay, we're losing it over here. All right. Well, this is wonderful. gbkean.com. Garry Brenda Kean.com. If you want to know more about Jacaranda, more than a tree. More than a tree. A wonderful.
Beautiful women of Africa. I love them.
I should ask quickly, how do we pray for you? What do you need prayer for most?
Continued direction with the ministry there. Jacaranda is growing, the church is growing, and we'd like to see this model multiplied, not just in Nairobi, but even beyond.
Well, let me read your mission statement. To minister the gospel to children, youth, and families throughout the world in creative and contemporary ways. To train and equip individuals for the purpose of evangelism internationally. This is a great model. They want to see it expand. And you're going to see more of what this looks like in the upcoming video. But I do want to mention that Garry's CD is at our e-store, Long Road. There's the information. If you'd like to get a copy, crossroads.ca, 1-800-265-3100. And now let's take a look. We're going to go to Nairobi and look out his window.